There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am still eating. So, the first couple minutes of this are indeed going to just be a just chatting mukbang. So, I hope everybody's here for it, because it's a bizarre sort of thing for me to do. Not the most bizarre thing I've done on stream, I don't think. Mm. But the delivery didn't come in time, so, you know. Excuse me. Wow. All right. We done? There we go. Yeah. Oh, food is indeed very important. I've had a lot of Japanese food today. I got curry katsu for lunch, and then beef teriyaki just now. Mmm. There's a really good Japanese place nearby, so I can't be mad. It tastes very yummy. I do, um, I do rather like them better in person rather than delivery, though. This definitely is a sort of. They do like a kind of all you can eat sort of one price thing. I think I remember that, or is it a la carte? It's one of those two. It's like very much the same kind of thing, but yeah. Ooh, I've never made homemade pasta. I admit it's probably. I don't think it's that difficult. I really should sometime. I was going to make pasta, but then my roommates decided to get food, so I just jumped on. There's only like two more pieces of steak and then a lot of rice. Mmm. And I'm sure it tastes much better. I mean, every time that I've had homemade pasta at a restaurant, they're just Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. No, I don't make homemade sauces a whole lot because it's just a little too much effort for me to bother. These days I usually stick to either classical reserva or Rouse. Rouse is really good. They make a pretty decent bolognese. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I do like making some things, like cooking some things, but I am very much more of a baker. Mm. Last week though, I made my own shepherd's pie, but like a legit shepherd's pie. Further backstory on that front. My family has always kind of seen shepherd's pie as like a really easy to manage, like very quick meal. And when I say very quick, I mean like three ingredients quick. Literally just like ground beef, mashed potatoes, creamed corn. That's it. You just layer them, throw it in the oven for half an hour, and it's done. Wicked easy. But last week, I ended up going through the whole thing and doing like a whole thing, like the whole thing, full Worcestershire sauce, um, gravy, and just everything, and it came out marvelously. I think honestly that might have been the first time that I have actually made a legitimate shepherd's pie. And while it is kind of oh honey no and very white people food, at the same time it saved our lives numerous times in terms of not quite literally, but in terms of coming up with something to eat when we were all just way too busy. I mean, my mother worked a full time job, my father was working a full time job. I was, excuse me, I had like an extracurricular activity after school every single day in high school, and so I literally sometimes would have like tops half an hour between school and having to leave to do something, and that would be the only, like, I would have to be the one that I would put something in the oven for other people to like. It's a whole thing. Um, cheese corn, cheese corn. Do I want to know? Like, you put cheese on corn? I'm assuming that's what that is, which sounds disgusting. Um, cheese and corn sound like they don't go together very well, to be honest. Not not intrinsically. I don't know. Uh, hmm. Some of the things that come out of different parts of the country really just confuse me. And now I need another drink. Oof, I'm sure. Um, I so I did 2 years. Oh, it's Korean. Okay. Hmm. Still sounds like a nope to me. Then again, there are quite a few Korean dishes that I'm just like extra no. Like cheese fried chicken is a no. It's a no. Um, I hmm not I was not forced to have some, but I did have some. Um, I was strongly requested to have cheese fried chicken, so there was that. No, but when I was down in the south, there were some atrocities that I witnessed, food atrocities. Um, Now you want to talk about white people being out of control in terms of things they should not make for food. I mean, you think of Georgia and you think of the South as being like pretty good food wise, but like, mm some of that was bad. The first time I had fried chicken, it was there was this. It was the First Presbyterian Church. They did a like, oh, I think it was Wednesday nights. They did a free dinner for the students at the school, at the arts campus of the school. And so a whole group of us would go over every week because it was free food. The trade off being you basically had to sit through the sermon, but if you left if you left, I think we timed it was like 5 minutes of, you could get out before they started. The problem is that then they figured out that they could just do it as soon as people start eating. And then we were stuck there. And let me tell you, that was really awkward for me because I didn't know what the hell they were saying. Like, we're supposed to be praying? What am I supposed to be saying when we're praying? I don't get this. Um, but I remember the first time I had fried chicken was there. The fried chicken itself was fine. It was probably the only thing that was fine. Um, I think this is coyotes. We have coyotes. Yeah, yeah, that's them. Um, so yeah, no, I had fried chicken, and that was pretty good. Collard greens, which I know is a divisive thing in general, and I hate them. So I'll die on that hill. But the dessert was some kind of like pineapple cobbler covered in cheese. Like shredded yellow cheddar cheese, but pineapple. And I don't know what they did to the cheese, but the cheese itself was sweet. It was not. It was not good. It was. It was. It was abhorrent. Um. Ugh. Ugh. That being said, I had some of the best Thai food that I've ever had. I don't understand why they had such an amazing Thai restaurant. They had no right to it. It was so confusing. And then I did have proper Southern fried chicken another time when I went to another restaurant in the city. And like it's kind of telling that that restaurant was like owned and operated by Black Americans versus the First Presbyterian was all white people. And I was kind of like, oh wow, this is the difference between Southern cuisine. Yeah, there's a difference. Mmm. Ugh. And like, put this. Trying not to disparage this person too much, but I did once have a roommate who did not season their chicken and instead would just bake it plain, maybe with tomatoes, but not touching the chicken. They'd like get a little dish and then put the chicken in one side and then put foil on the other side and put the tomatoes there. So they'd have like baked tomatoes and chicken. I know, like something, just anything, salt and pepper. Even like I even offered at one point. I'm like, I will teach you how to use spices. I have a whole spice cabinet. You are free to use them. Please don't eat this. Um, Culinarily, it hurt. It hurt. My current roommate, apparently, her mother would do something similar, but the idea being that everyone in the family was so picky that they could just put whatever sauce they wanted on the chicken afterward, which makes sense at least. But like just plain chicken, mm-mm. I can't. It sounds so gross. God. All right, we gotta get the show on the road. I am going to go get another drink, and then when I come back, we will do this thing. Yes? Okay. I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. Woo! Okay, here we are. The Raven Remastered, in fact. This is the remastered version of the 2013 game. So, I don't really... I'm going to be honest with you. I looked at the old game versus the new game, and I don't really know exactly what they did to remaster it, but they did. Ooh, I needed that drink. I am not sure what we're going to find here. I'm going to be honest. I am a little lost on exactly what this game is, if it's comedic or if it's serious. It's a little conflicting on its own everything. I mean, the art style is a little ambiguous. Like, it's not clearly one way or the other, I would say. The trailer seems to take itself very seriously. The like back of the box explanation though is very tongue-in-cheek. So I don't know if we're gonna start laughing for me reasons or laughing for the game reasons. I'm not I just don't know. I don't know what happened to my pencil. Luckily I have this box of pencils that I bought years ago and hardly ever touch. Don't you start with me. Don't start with me. Get back up there. I need to clear off my desk over man. Okay. New entry started in the journal, and let's see what happens. There are 3 chapters, so I guess we're going to hope to try and get through chapter 1 tonight. There's a train. I saw that there's a boat at one point. I mean, this is such an Agatha Christie homage. It's not even funny. Pretty cool soundtrack so far. Oh, hey! Adventure Company. Shit, this place is still around?
Thrilled, Miss Penguin.
My gas.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold?
Harold's dead, buddy.
Harold? Harold? You hear me? This is no time for fun and games.
Shh, calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
You tell me here. And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guy back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't.
Harold hasn't worked here for 30 years, right?
The Raven's heir.
Shh, turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
That's very
but
suspicious.
Do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes. All right, now we just have to.
What?
Good job. Good job.
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, that was violent. It's time for the Murder in the Orient Express moment. The Isabella Stewart Gardner heist. There wasn't nearly enough dunks in that. I mean, there needed to be way more. And he wouldn't be named Harold, his name would be like Jimmy. Alright, train fanatics in the chat, sound off. This is a very very oddly serene sort of music for a train. Holy shit, it is the Orient Express. Is that Miss Marble? Is that just Miss Marble? And
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
all right.
You're funny, but you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
What's your name, boy?
My name is Matthew Miller,
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old
American.
lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a big ship.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns.
I know,
Nor do
right?
live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby
They're called
Dobbs said
Fabergé
he
eggs.
replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although I don't quite buy that bit about the crown.
This kid is the
jewels.
worst. He's the murderer.
You do know, these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Oh, he was only
Yeah.
injured. Okay.
And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Well,
Get a
he's
move on.
Swiss, so it wouldn't be Swedish.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police.
There's definitely not a
But
lot of accent
it'd be
there,
better
though.
if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
But monsieur, your journey on this train is most unusual. Is it related to the burglary at the British Museum?
Not in the least.
And the safe? What's that for?
I'll let you know if we need your help, Constable. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
Because he has a violin case.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable.
Not bad.
Zellner.
Constable.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, that's not.
If you're such a
That's not a
clever
violin
fellow,
case.
What am I doing on this train?
I think you're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
Could it possibly be a jewel that's making a long and perilous journey?
You're guessing. You can't possibly know what's inside the safe.
But
Just
if
watch
it
me,
were the
bitch.
case,
Then I'd ask you why the train wasn't crawling with police.
you don't want to arouse attention.
Evident. But why not?
There are enough police on this train as it is. If there were more, they'd only get in each other's
I mean,
way.
yeah.
I can assure you that I'd pack every seat in every carriage of this train with police, if it were a matter of deterrence.
Okay,
You're
well, I
saying
was...
You don't want to scare off potential thieves? Ah, you're laying a trap.
That would explain why it's just me and not the army, n'est-ce pas? All the same, I can't comment on your speculation. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. Get along fine without you.
You won't.
Won't? Pardonnez-moi.
I can help, and I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zana.
I
But
don't
this
like
is my
this man.
show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know?
Right, the music is confusing me in a lot of different ways.
Oh, hello.
You
This
cheated.
dick
I
is
did
back
what?
in.
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa, it was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. All right, Matthew. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
You are.
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open.
I know, right?
Maybe I can change his mind.
Encouraging crime. Alright, to examine, I click on the sandwich paper at the
This
table.
morning, I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway.
He has a... Yeah, the accent's grating on me a little more now. Where? Oh, there we go. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. Them including a tutorial made me feel like there was going to be something.
I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
Paper napkin? Oh,
The napkin came with
I
the
didn't even see
croissant I
that
bought
was
at
a-
the train station.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
A
He
guilty
sounds
pleasure.
a
I don't
little
need that either.
a guilty pleasure. Well,
All right.
here we go. All right. Hint, always take a look at every available object.
The Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays.
Hold on. Hold on. Am I not mistaken? Yeah. Mary Westmacott. Hold
I'll
on.
leave it there. I'll pick it up before I get off.
Yeah, Mary Westmacott was Agatha Christie's pen name for her romance novels, which is just great because her entire full name was Agatha Mary Clarissa Christie. So Mary Clarissa Westmacott. It's Agatha Christie. Not that it wasn't freaking obvious. You know, we're on the Orient Express and we're following a Swiss policeman. It's very very obvious.
I bought it last week at a flea market. I like it because it tells a story. I suppose the previous owner bought himself a newer one. This one still works just fine, though. Pills for my heart. I'm supposed to take one if I have trouble. My daughter insisted that I take them with me. She was strongly against this little adventure, but I wasn't about to change my mind. The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me. This is the first car. The coal tender should be directly beyond this door, and in front of it, the engine.
I know, they just made that very Chekhov's gun, right? These pills in his pocket are for his heart. He has heart troubles and takes them if he needs them. So you're telling me that I'm gonna need
The
them.
violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape in the world. One can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he. Hello, sir.
Hello.
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
Wow, way to make him just feel...
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Alright. I heard that. That sounded like notes being written. I don't have notes. Nope, I guess I don't have notes.
Very kind of you. Thanks. Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucian. Professor Edgar Lucian.
Oh, a professor? Are
I
you
mean,
a scientist?
You're right,
Do you
yeah,
teach at
he
the
was
Sorbonne?
being very
No,
odd.
I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. So, you were, shall we say, an eyewitness to the burglary 2 days ago?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
There was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Okay.
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train.
Whatever you say.
I imagine you know him.
Alright.
No, should I?
Okay.
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Well, why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
Odd.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice.
Let me
I'm
guess.
going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A
Press
beautiful
X to
city,
doubt.
so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
Just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just... I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get
Hurry
in
to
touch
do
if you
what?
notice anything
You're on a
unusual,
train, buddy.
won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
What's this?
The door.
What's this?
I can't open it.
There's a dead man
We'll
inside. His
sort it
name is
out
Ratchet.
somehow.
Wait a minute.
The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here.
My God,
He
these people.
doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum.
I mean, yep.
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
Where did his cup go?
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott.
And it's
I'm
Agatha Christie
the
herself.
vicarage in the mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable.
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. May I ask?
Is she like a regular?
Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It
No,
became
I
my
don't think
job,
she's
and
the. She's
now
not the
I've
mother.
stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Part 2 is my favorite
Poirot.
character.
Then I have bad news for you.
Oh,
I
Miss
killed the
Miller.
other
Oh,
12
that's
years
right.
ago.
Yeah, that's the mother on the left.
I don't understand.
I don't care about her,
I'd rather
though.
not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine. Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there, we
take
will
a
take
ship to Cairo.
As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I
So
traveled to
Agatha
Egypt by
Christie
ship
is
as a young
actually
woman.
a character
And
in
now I'm doing it
this
again as an
game.
old woman.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the constable either. He's
As
bit
a
of dick.
writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never
Most
appeared,
people bore me, especially
he elected
fans.
to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself
Interesting.
and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
What is that noise? I'm hearing like the little scribbly noise.
Did you notice anyone else?
And I would assume
What
that
about
that
the
means that
doctor?
there's...
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
As much
Oh,
as I'd
wow.
like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Ronald.
Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent.
I like how
But
he's
she
actually
does seem a
saying
little
this
nervous and tense.
right
I
in front of
imagine
them.
she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And
That's what I
a
wanna know. Where the
difficult
hell is the
boss, from what
notebook?
they say. Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
The little boy, Matt, he's your son?
Oh, yes. Has he done something?
No, I've already met him. Clever
I'm
little fellow.
hoping it's the
We
sound
always
of.
call him
It must be the
Professor
sound of
because
something.
he's so precocious. If only someone could just drive the mischief out of him.
There must be
Did
a
you
list or
notice
something.
anything unusual on the train?
I just
oh,
haven't like.
I'm afraid not. I was totally focused on my work.
I don't
She's
know where
always
that
got
like.
an awful lot to do, my Mary.
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, Constable.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Scribbly noise. Oh, here we go. Okay. Highlight all current hotspots. Pay adventure points to do so. Alright, and here's the notebook. In-game menu. Okay. It's the upper right-hand corner. There we go. Here we are. There we go. That makes way more sense. This is a whole bunch more stuff. Rather valuable ruby was stolen from the British Museum in London, one of the two legendary eyes of the Sphinx. The press is in a tizzy, as one might expect. They blame the new Raven for besmirching the reputation of the old Raven pair, as the latter never harmed a soul during his exploits. Interesting. Oops, shoot, how do I go back? Inspector Nicholas Legrand. Raven, it must be said, was greatly esteemed by the public for his clever, daring robberies. Copycat criminals plagued us for several months now, though the imitator leaves raven feathers at the scenes of his crimes. His thefts exhibit none of the original Raven's refinement and gamesmanship. The last 3 robberies have resulted in a total of 5 casualties, one of them severely injured, though by the grace of God, no deaths. Scotland Yard, Interpol, and Inspector Legrand could not be reached for comment. Alex is in prison, older, more worn. He's still a successful detective, but there are rumors that his methods in recent years have become, shall we say, reckless. Ground seems to be laying a trap for the new Raven. I should try and find out more about his plans. Violinist. Man with violin case claims to be a soloist. Rather worse for the wear. Hand shakes on his way to Venice, then to Cairo by ship to give a concert at the Egyptian Museum. Lady Westmacott considers Kreutzer to be the kind of man who leeches off of others. Professor Edgar Lucien. London's British Museum claims the robbery. The museum hardly affected him. I don't believe him. Seems rather nervous. The locked compartment. Alright. Lady Clarissa Westmacott. Just a picture. That's it. Okay. Mary and Matt Miller. Oh, okay. Wait. No, this is... What? Oh, okay. It's actually like you click and... Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Lady Clarissa Westmacott, I just adore her. To me, she's the greatest author of the century and certainly the most successful. It's a shame she stopped writing. Haven't read anything about it in the press yet. Fans around the world will be in uproar when they find out. Clarissa Westmacott's most successful mysteries. Okay, Little Indians, that's obviously, and then there were none. Death on the Rails, Murder in Egypt. So these two swap them out. Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express. Styles Affair of Mystery, Mysterious Affair at Styles. Under a Full Moon. I don't know that one off the top of my head. Under a Full Moon. I don't quite get that one. Vicarage in the Mirror. So that's a mashup of The Mirror Cracked and Murder at the Vicarage. You might be right. That might be Evil Under the Sun. It might be Evil Under the Sun. That makes sense. Maurice Pateau's Easter. Maurice Pateau is obviously Hercule Poirot. Easter, though. Analog to that. Like, not sure about that one. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Little Indians sold more than 100 million copies, making it the most successful mystery novel of all time, which... And then the run-on is that mystery, in fact. Next page, come on. Ms. Miller was introduced to me as Lady Westmacott's companion. I think she's really more of a carer. She seems rather tense, nervous, and a bit unbalanced. Maybe it has something to do with his son, Matt. I like Matt. He's a lively, inquisitive boy, but it seems like his mother's got her hands full dealing with him. What's the Secrets tab? Who is the Raven? Open the professor's door. Okay, so the Secrets tab is just... Alright. Well, now we at least know how this thing works.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
Do you have false teeth?
Maybe if I just suck it.
If I just suck it. That's a turn of phrase.
I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence. Pad on which the steward writes orders. Empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today. The steward probably uses the scissors on hard to open packages.
I do enjoy that he is
These
saying
days,
all of this
nearly
out loud, and I
everything
really
is
almost kind of
sealed
hope
up
that
tight. A colleague recently
someone
told
calls him
me
out
about
on it. It's
dry
like, excuse
powdered
me,
soup
why are
in
you
small
saying
bags.
this?
I couldn't believe it. I'll leave the scissors here. Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there. Locked. Where could he be? A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
All right.
Mr.
Zellner.
Right. How can I help you?
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, just routine.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
I love how no
If you
one
say so. At
on
the train
this-
station in Zurich,
everyone on this
he
train
put a
knows exactly
cash
what's
box
going on.
into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe
That's
we both
fair. Yeah,
have
he
a
might
good
actually be the
idea
one.
just what's inside.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed. Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
Okay.
May I borrow your
I don't like
newspaper?
hurting people.
You can
That's
take
nice.
the section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
You got me out.
Here you go.
I know this
Don't
is a
shake.
doctor, mind you. This is literally a medical
There's something
doctor
else.
whose
Do you
job is to
know
save
where
people's
the
lives.
conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Excuse me, Dr. Gerhardt. Gethart? What did you do during the war? Just wondering? Having a moment? Having a theory? What did you actually do yourself during the war as a German doctor? I don't like anyone on this train except for Agatha Christie's stand-in.
I strongly suspect that the door is locked.
Okay.
No, it's open.
Oh, all right. I know nothing.
Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Put the gun down, Robert.
Oh, it's this guy.
If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from the Yard.
Oh,
This
good.
is
He's
the
from
revered
Scotland Yard.
Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train.
You did miss
He's
the
an
mukbang.
archaeologist from
Yeah, I
London.
finished eating.
And
I'm
what's
sorry.
his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out.
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur. Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Perhaps that someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo.
Someone has done his homework. Well done, Constable.
What do you know of this
I mean,
Raven's
it
egg?
was pretty
You tried to
fucking
blow me up.
obvious. Yeah.
We don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? Could just as easily be a woman.
They do
Or
look evil.
several men.
Pretty
And
much
anyway,
everyone in
How
this.
do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur,
Never mind.
I go attend to the door now.
Good. And Constable Zellner,
Yes?
don't bother us unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Almost
Exactly.
everyone.
Knock twice.
I will
Then
say,
you'll know that it's you.
Understood.
I like the Agatha Christie
An
stand-in.
investigation on behalf of the Grand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my
Pretty much
competence,
everyone else I
might
hate.
be able to see this case through to the end. A box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here. The ladder leads up to the roof. It will
That's
be
what I wanna know. I
suicidal
wanna
to
know
climb
if
up there while the train is at full
Legrand
speed. The
actually
wind,
lied about
tunnels.
killing the Raven.
No, I'll stay down here.
else?
Locked.
Bang, bang!
Uh-huh.
Don't move.
Matt, have you gone mad?
I'll shoot. Hey, my pistol.
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They
Jesus
do
Christ, this
too,
kid
once you
fucking
flew past
sucks.
The window.
Yes, sure. Now get moving.
Oh man.
Fucking child.
The box is secured with a padlock.
Seriously,
I won't be able
I
to
hate
open
this.
it
I
without
hate
a
this
key.
child.
I'd better let him read his newspaper if I don't have any pressing questions.
I don't really have much in the way of.
Let's see if there's any news. Blah, 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 blah. Eye of the Sphinx. One of 2 priceless jewels. Extraordinary pure ruby. 2000 BC, etc., etc. Old news. And here, shocking burglary. Professional thieves surprised by museum guard Charles Langley and Constable Robert Oliver of Scotland Yard.
That child grew up to be Mitch McConnell. Oh my God.
Oliver from Scotland Yard. He was there when the first eye was stolen. Now he's guarding the second one.
That's very suspicious, not gonna lie.
A story about the upcoming Oscars and Cleopatra's chances of winning. An incredible feat. They built the largest movie set of all time in Rome. And because of the main actress's many illnesses, several changes of director, and months of delays, costs shot to over $14 million. The most expensive movie ever made. A record never to be broken.
Yeah, you say that.
John Surtees won the Formula One World Championship for the first time on Saturday. He also won the World Championship in motorcycle racing from 1956 to 1960, making him the only man in motorsports to win World Championships in both motorcycle and Formula One events. Not really my cup of tea. Too loud, too fast, too much exhaust.
Too much exhaust.
Luna's Drops. The calming herbal liqueur for women. A glass a day. It relaxes the nerves and maintains domestic tranquility. Luna's Drops. If you don't want to bother your husband.
What the fuck is this game? How do I keep finding these games? Was it literally just a domesticity drug? Like...
Matt will get his pistol back in Venice. That and a good dressing down.
This is the 60s.
I won't eat any just now. It would be rather embarrassing if I met Legrand and wasn't able to open my mouth because it's been stuck shut, or because I lost some teeth.
I legitimately am not sure anymore. Don't want to bother your husband, just go get high. Yeah, it's a pop gun. Little wooden toy thing.
Oh, Constable?
Yes, ma'am.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope.
Well,
It's
he
just that
almost
he
had me...
just walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid down law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Maddie is a very lively child. Sometimes he needs a strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's father, if I may ask?
He's gone.
Ah.
Wow.
I understand.
Wow.
Could you leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
I think it's uncomfortable for her when I talk to her in front of Lady Westmacott. She seems to take it as an inappropriate distraction from her work, although she's just knitting. Taking up a craft like that is typical of women who were told as little girls that idleness is a sin. An extraordinary woman. Talented, intellectual, extremely rich, and the most successful writer of all time. Yet, they say she can be difficult on occasion, and that she's rather unhappy. There are thousands of things I would like to ask her, but nothing would justify neglecting my duties here on the train.
I wanted to talk to her about the guy in the back.
Yes, what is it?
Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir.
It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What?
In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything,
Loses
sir.
anything? Loses?
I never lose anything.
I do like them
Very
too.
well then.
I'm not gonna lie, this is
I shall
great.
be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
If
But
it were Angela
couldn't we
Lansbury, that'd be
perhaps-
marvelous.
All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Well, this is a start.
Professor Lucien?
Yes? Do you have the key?
Actually, I wanted...
Please. I have to go back to my compartment.
Honey, you're too pressed for this. Alright.
If I may trouble you once more. A passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
So, there are thieves on the train.
It's been missing for some time now. Probably since Zurich.
The Swiss don't let go of money easily, do they? Oh, pardon me. No, I haven't seen the purse.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Hello, Matt. Oh, come on. Are you going to be angry with me for the rest of the trip?
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh man, couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned anything from that?
I didn't learn anything from this either.
God, I hate this fucking... Ugh! Dick of a kid.
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world.
Would you be so kind as to close the door? I don't want to sit in the draft.
Oh, pardon me.
That feels like a mechanic I can use.
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally, he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Okay. I have a toothpick. Yeah, I don't know how you offer a toothpick discreetly. Gonna be honest with you on that one.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Ah, Mr. Zellner.
I meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
A baroness? This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The queen of crime is over there, and now a baroness as well.
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately, no. Do you know Lady Westmacott? You were talking to her.
Well, I'm an admirer of her work.
Like so many others. I once read in the newspaper that only Shakespeare and the Bible sell
God, this
more
this
copies than
game
her
is
crime
such a
novels.
hard-on
I
for
read
Agatha
that
Christie,
too.
and I
She
love
must
it.
be filthy rich. As a doctor, I'd have to work 1,000 years to earn that kind of money.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
He doesn't mean that.
I need a bit of wire or something like that to pick the lock.
You know, pick the lock? That doesn't work? No.
I'll leave this.
The steward is probably dead in the compartment, isn't he?
I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy.
Okay, now I have a pencil.
I need a bit. When I scratch the pencil's lead with the scissors, I get fine graphite powder. I won't get a Nobel Prize for the idea, but graphite powder will bring out fingerprints at a pinch.
The pills are really ominous, you are right. I now have graphite powder.
Should I ask for an autograph? That would be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand...
Are we going to talk about what looks like a weird box thing?
Come on, Matt. Did you really think I'm Swiss? Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
I have no reason to. You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just 4?
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Hey!
Friends again?
Mm-hmm.
All right then. And no dangerous nonsense anymore.
Okay.
Your mother is
Okay,
Lady
here we go.
Westmacott's companion, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like you think. At first I thought, boy, you must be really wicked if you need to pay for friends. But the lady's really okay. A bit odd and really old. But other than that, she's great. She likes me.
The lady has peculiar taste.
Hey!
Zing!
You and your mother, do you both live on Lady Westmacott's estate?
I'm only there for the holidays. Most of the time I'm at boarding school.
I imagine that's not very pleasant.
No, it's fine. I have friends there. You always have to be so quiet in the lady's house. And I'm not allowed to bring any friends.
Such a big house with so many places to hide and no one to play hide and seek with.
You said it.
And how long has your mother worked for the lady?
2 years.
And your father? What does he do?
He stayed home. I used to go fishing with him, and hunting. He even let me shoot a real gun.
And then?
Then Mom fought with him, and he left. I was 7.
This is like...
And how old are you now?
In 8 months, I'll be 9 years old.
And do you already know what you want to be when you grow up? A burglar?
No, we'll see. Maybe an actor.
Really? Well, I don't know. You need a lot of talent for that. I'm an actor in a theater group, you know?
You are?
Oh, yes. And I'm one of the best in our group, if I may say so. I get really deep into my roles, you know? I don't just talk like the character. I think like him. I become him. It's the only way to... Matt, are you okay?
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
That wasn't bad. Disturbing, but not bad.
Disturbing, but not bad.
The Baroness in the second compartment over there is missing her purse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Do I ever?
Hmm?
That guy over there with the violin case?
What about him?
He picked up something in Zurich and put it in his violin case.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a Tommy gun.
And he made sure that nobody saw him.
But you saw him.
Uh-huh.
Did you also see what it was?
Nah, not really. But now that I think of it, it must have been the Baroness's purse.
I should look into it, shouldn't I?
I think so.
Tell me, have you seen the steward anywhere?
No. He was walking around a little while ago, though.
Hopefully they didn't forget him in Zurich.
What's he supposed to do?
I'm looking for a key to open a compartment door.
Did you check his things behind the counter?
I'm sure the drawers will be locked.
Can't you break it open? Or pick the lock like the Raven?
Perhaps. But I'd need a piece of wire or something like that.
Ask my mom. She has a lot of hairpins. She doesn't like the wind messing up her hair.
Thanks for the tip. So long.
So longer.
So longer. Oh god, I hate this guy. Alright, how do I get this guy away from his violin case for long enough?
What are you doing? Didn't I make myself clear? The window stays closed.
You're not alone on this train. I want the window open.
Swiss politeness doesn't seem to be what it used to be. I'm not going to catch a cold because of you. Go somewhere else if you don't like it.
This is so petty. Yeah, that's how we do it.
The tip of the toothpick is stuck between the window and the runner.
Get fucked, dude. Get fucked. Just having a fight here.
What nerve? I'll complain to your superiors.
And...
Hey, what are you doing there?
I was taking your case for safekeeping, since it was left here unattended. When I picked it up, the cover unlatched.
I never leave my violin unattended.
Ah, then no one else could have put this purse in your case.
Someone must have snuck it in. Like you.
For sure. And you have a pistol in the case because...
I don't owe you an explanation. It's mine. I have a gun license. Now, take the damned purse to the Baroness and leave me in peace. Just get lost.
It won't be that easy. I'll report the incident to the Italian authorities in Venice.
Well, we solved that one at least.
I'll inform the authorities in Venice. They'll decide what to do with him.
I knew the violinist was an asshole.
Oh, Inspector, did you find the Baroness's purse?
I did indeed.
You did? Out of my way, James.
Alright, we got to see her. Whoa.
Oh,
That is a
wonderful.
resplendent collar.
Tremendous work, Inspector.
What is she wearing?
Constable Anton Jakob Zellner at your service.
What is her hair doing? I'm so confused by so much of her outfit.
May I ask you where this beautiful train is taking you?
To the madhouse, I'm afraid. One is close to the brink of insanity with this constant shaking and rattling.
Have you ever tried flying, Baroness?
Do you know how little luggage one is permitted upon an aeroplane? It defies all reason and good taste.
He did kind of talk up the airplane quite a bit, or talk up the train quite a bit.
Have you heard about the burglary at the British Museum?
Heard about it? I'm directly affected by it.
How so?
Let me
I'm
guess.
in charge of the Friends of
There we
the
go.
British Museum. And for your information, I'm financing the exhibition.
Exhibition? What exhibition?
The exhibition in Cairo. Where did you think we were going? The eyes of the Sphinx were supposed to be exhibited
She is
together
still kind of
for the
wonderful.
first time in decades. Now that one of them is gone, the exhibition will be rather less sensational than we'd hoped.
On the other hand, there's a chance that all the uproar will generate more attention, and that the exhibition will still be a great success.
Oh, perhaps. But we wanted to show them both together. That was the whole point.
Can you tell me anything about your fellow passengers, Baroness?
No, not really. I could hardly care to stand up in here with me.
Hashtag
No.
same.
Wait a minute. Lucien is here, the professor. Poor fellow. The eye of the Sphinx that was stolen belonged to his collection.
I'm gonna probably try to do the same
Lucien
thing.
is an Egyptologist.
But of course, as director of the Egyptian department of the British Museum, he has to
excuse
be.
me?
The whole burglary thing really upset him. Director Thomas told me he was a nervous wreck.
I'll take my leave of you now, Baroness, and I do hope your journey becomes more bearable.
Ha! Yes, indeed, Inspector.
Constable. James?
I mean, I have a magnet somewhere, I believe, that's literally just like, it's a picture of like a woman in a crown in front of a gigantic palace, and it just says, "Dress for the job you want," which is very me. Oh, he just appeared out of nowhere. I can't deal with that music anymore. This music is quite enough to deal with.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Please excuse my unusual request, but Matt said you have some hairpins. Could I borrow one?
One of my hairpins?
It's a long story. It would be a big help.
Well, if you really need one.
Go ahead, Mary. The constable won't do it any harm. Will you, Mr. Zellner?
Of course not, madam.
Is this one okay?
It'll do nicely, madam. How very kind of you. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Can I get the...
Lady Westmacott.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might...
Sign your book, Constable Zellner?
He's
if
a
it isn't too much of
fanboy.
an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience. But only a small one.
If it's not too much of an inconvenience. Of course it is. But I'll do it anyway. Aw, that's cute.
Thank you so very much.
He's so... Alright, that made him a lot less bad. And it made her wonderful. You're right. We absolutely
And
stand.
suddenly, it's me who's the thief on the train. Oops. That was easier than expected. Batteries, a toothbrush, shaving brush, but not the key to the compartment door. Just this one. Too small for the door, but it might still be useful.
Too small for the door, but large enough for a padlock? Like this one?
go. This should help.
Was that just a pair of pliers? What the fuck are the pliers gonna do? I was gonna say Matt's gonna get his revenge. He's gonna pop out of nowhere and be like, ah! Fuck you, small child. Pliers.
My grandfather was a blacksmith. When I was a child, I used to play with tongs on hammers in his workshop. My mother never cared for that. She was always worried about my little fingers. But I never hurt myself seriously. I'm quite clever with tools.
Interesting.
I don't think the Baroness has any more information for me. And she's not the most pleasant conversationalist either.
Excuse you? But she is absolutely wonderful to deal with. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna go try to talk to this guy. Oh, the doctor's been giving him the stink eye the whole fucking time.
Really get a grip on the bolt with these.
Well, come on then, hurry up.
Hello?
I barely left the window ajar.
Nothing to see.
Oh, well. Hat's gone.
Ah.
Are you okay?
Yes, fine.
That is the sound of a man that is not fine.
Do you have any idea why the door was locked?
I don't know. Or maybe the constant vibrations caused the lock to lock itself.
You can't possibly believe that.
Well, then what's your theory?
The conductor could have locked it from the outside. On the other hand, it could have been someone here in the compartment who locked the door from the inside.
Who? And where have they gone?
They could have climbed out there.
Who would be that insane?
You tell me, Professor. So, what are you hiding in your bag? What do you have that would be worth stealing?
No, nothing.
I want him to change into a suit so
Certainly
badly.
not.
You're right.
Not on my salary.
It was enough
A
for
little
a
hat.
first-class compartment on a luxury train.
That's my business.
You're playing a dangerous game, Professor Lucien. I believe you and the inspector do know each other.
What makes you think that?
It seems like the two of you are running a haulage company specializing in safes.
I won't comment on that. It's a matter of international
God, this guy's
importance.
fucking
Tell me,
transparent.
Professor, would you happen to have a key in your briefcase? And if so, would it still happen to be there?
Then all would be as it should.
That's what we hope, at least. All the same, it would have been a simple matter for a thief to make an impression of it. Right, Professor?
Oh.
Now he's starting to get it.
And the break-in? It wasn't an issue for you? Even though you're the head of the department where it occurred?
All right. The burglary was most upsetting. And shocking. And I didn't know what to do, okay?
And you couldn't just tell me that.
The fewer people who know about it, the better. I can't trust anyone.
You're not only going to Venice, are you? Could it be that your journey will continue? All the way to Egypt, perhaps? I'm on your side, but the more you lie to me, the more difficult you make my job.
Right.
I'd like to look around a bit.
The guy
Of
that just
course.
keeps talking aloud no matter what.
What's this?
What do you have there?
It's a button. From a suit or a uniform, I guess.
The burglar might have lost it.
Maybe. Or maybe not. If I notice anyone with a missing button on his jacket, I'll ask him about it. But I wouldn't get my hopes up. If there was a burglar, he climbed out the window and jumped off the train. Wow. You have a very nice fountain pen. Pricey.
If you'd managed to decode hieroglyphics that boggled the best minds of the last 3,000 years, you'd have received a gift like that as well.
Wow. Don't be a little
I
more.
really wonder what the professor is hiding from me. But I can't just rifle through the luggage of innocent citizens. This is the 60s. No, nothing interesting. The Bible, Grimm's fairy tales, Moby Dick, and gin, whiskey, and rum. All classics.
Classics.
Assuming there really was someone in the compartment, and he climbed out the window, where's he gone? Did the burglar leave any clues? Here's something. Might be fingerprints.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make what I suspect are fingerprints visible.
And? Found anything?
Unfortunately, no. There are only a couple of fingerprints
Accurate
on the window.
detective?
It was probably clean before departure, but the prints I can see look like glove marks.
This
Well,
is
wouldn't
the
you expect
Raven
that?
remastered.
What professional burglar wouldn't wear gloves?
It was worth a try. I can only make out faint traces. Whoever was in this compartment was wearing gloves.
Okay.
Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Oh, nothing.
Well, good.
Oh yeah, no, the graphics
Goodbye,
look
Professor.
all right.
Goodbye.
I'm still a little confused why what the remaster did exactly, but still fine.
Hey, Matt. The violinist really did steal the purse. Well observed.
I knew it! I bet he's got more stuff planned. I'll stay here and keep an eye on him secretly. Okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Shitty little kid. I don't know. Go the other way. I want to talk to that guy.
The
Yeah.
butler, this James, seems to have escaped the Baroness.
Why do we keep talking about the Baroness like she's a terrible person? But she's like the second best person on this train.
Good day to you, sir.
Can I be of any assistance, sir?
I wanted to ask you a few questions. Where did you and the Baroness board the train?
In Paris, sir. The Baroness was there on behalf of a charity that she supported for many years.
So you weren't in London when they broke into the British Museum?
We may have been, actually. We left for Dover bright and early the morning after the burglary. But it was in Paris when we first heard of it. The morning paper in London didn't mention the unfortunate event, sir.
And just 2 days later, you're on a train bound for Switzerland. The
I
Baroness
do
certainly
want
gets
to know
around.
whether James is his real name
Indeed,
now.
sir. We are
It
practically
feels, again,
always
very
on the
Chekhov's
go.
gun.
What can you tell me about the Baroness?
Nothing, sir. A butler does not tattle.
I don't need you to tattle, I need you to buttle.
If you'll pardon a rather odd question, are you really named James? That would be a lucky coincidence in your line of work.
My name, sir, is Clive Alfred Inch.
Your second name is Alfred, yet the Baroness calls you James.
Madam considers James to be the only forename suited to a butler.
Oh, well, James is not his real name, and apparently the Baroness just believes that he should be named James because no one who can be a butler can ever be named anything but James.
Isn't butler an odd choice of career?
That's
butler. Many would say it's a strange job.
It
A
is
mood
true
of some
that
sort.
I am one of a dying breed, sir. The war claimed a generation of butlers.
Have you been to war as well?
Indeed, sir. I was a groom for a cavalry officer.
When you British talk about war, one is never sure which war you mean. It seems
The music
the
is kind of great,
situation hasn't
but it is
changed much
repetitive,
since
I
the
will say
30
that.
Years' War, hasn't it?
Shrapnel from a bomb dropped by a Fokker would not have wounded me in the 30 Years' War, sir.
No, of course not. Goodbye, James. Or Alfred.
The Baroness is Batwoman. Are you telling me that the Baroness is actually a red-haired lesbian?
Hey, Matt.
I knew it. I'll stay here.
Sounds...
No, that's all he says. Okay, fine, fair enough.
Professor Lucien.
Door is open. How can I help you, Constable Zelda?
Professor.
Never mind.
The good professor is hiding something. It would be good if I could find out more about him.
Pardon me, sir.
We could have used you a few minutes ago. Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Thank you for your hairpin, Mrs. Miller. It really got me out of a jam.
Oh, really? That's good to hear. And thank you for bringing it back to me. Not everybody would have.
I'm a Swiss policeman, madam. I couldn't do otherwise even if I tried. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
She does seem annoyed to talk to
There
anyone.
are foul nothing.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Thousands of things that you could ask her, but it was kind of odd we didn't see the face of the
Hello, Dr.
steward.
Gebhardt.
Ah, Mr. Zellner.
I've been wondering why you're wearing gloves. Are your hands really so sensitive? Or are you cold?
Ah, well, it's an old habit. As a doctor, one is so conscious of all the pathogens, bacteria, and viruses that surround us. Though, of course, perhaps I do tend to be a bit too cautious.
I know exactly what you mean. As a policeman, I sense subterfuge and lies everywhere. Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
I don't like this man. I do not like this man. No me gusta, the man.
Inspector Legrand?
Anything to report?
I got Professor Lucien into his compartment using a pair of pliers.
Yeah, it wasn't
Did you
subtle at all.
notice anything inside the compartment?
The window was open. Someone could have climbed out.
And the professor?
Acted suspiciously. He rummaged around in his leather bag.
And?
He seemed to have found what he was searching for.
Good. Good work.
Now, perhaps you could give me some information.
Tit for tat.
All right. We should...
What? The light's gone out.
Flashlights! Ah! Get off me!
Interesting.
There, sir. An envelope.
My dear Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's
Away with it! Take cover!
What the fuck?
Whoa. Is everyone all right? Are you hurt? Quick thinking.
You
Well
missed
done,
the
son.
explosion then, I think. New pictures unlocked? What does that mean?
I think the tunnel collapsed.
Then he's trapped. Hurry, we have to lock the second exit.
Sir, there's a fire up ahead. The engine's burning.
It's a distraction. Hurry, block the exit.
But, sir...
The fire will consume all the oxygen.
He's right, Inspector. A fire in a narrow tunnel is extremely dangerous.
Merde. Go to the front of the train, find the engineer, and tell him to move the train out of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? You have to uncouple the freight car. You understand?
I understand.
I'll see to the passengers. They should all wait in the tunnel. We'll check each one in turn as they go out.
Let's get to it.
What was supposed to be in the box was the jewel, and what was in the box was a bomb.
I'm sure I could uncouple the car if I only had enough light to see what I'm doing.
A very comically old-timey bomb, yes.
The inspector's trap failed. The thief must have got wind of it. Worse than that, he turned the tables. To win a game of cat and mouse, you have to know who is the cat and who is the mouse.
No, the bomb was inside the train. Zellner here threw it to the back of the car and then pulled everybody out. Basically, he just saved everybody's life, but like...
It's still quite warm and too warped to open.
Cough, cough. Cough, cough.
The wheels came off the track during the explosion. Even if it were possible to pull the car out of the rubble, you wouldn't get far with it. Hello?
Interesting.
A lot was damaged by the sudden stop, but the bowl was thick enough to survive the fall. The last of the candy has vanished. Measured against the exploding freight car, I think the railway will overlook the loss. The last of the... My God, what a fire. I hope Constable Oliver can at least reach the engine. Whiskey, scotch, rum, liqueurs, enough to entertain everyone on the train all the way from Paris to Istanbul. High-proof rum. Could be useful.
Okay. Better drink it all right now.
Champagne. The finest. Maybe we'll open a bottle if we get out of the tunnel alive. Until then, though, it's no use to me.
I mean, that's not too terribly surprising. There's a expectation that the bottles there in the bar would need to survive a sudden stop.
Oh, pardon me. I did not mean to scare you.
What are you doing here, Doctor?
Legrand asked me to check whether there are any passengers left on the train.
Really? No one is here, except for me and you.
Excellent.
You creepy fucking Nazi.
Then I will continue searching at the front.
Did anyone act suspiciously before the explosion? Did anyone leave their seat, for example?
I was the only one on the
No
train
use
who
to you.
wasn't
It's of use
seated
to me.
when the freight car exploded. Thank God. Otherwise, I would have been caught by the blast as well.
You certainly were lucky.
Perhaps I was. What happened over there? The inspector said something about gas canisters that exploded.
If Inspector Legrand says so, it must be so, right?
That's not what I...
have
Okay,
been
that's
to
what I said.
war, and this was no
Yeah,
minor
that man just confirmed he's a
explosion.
Nazi.
I rather doubt that the freight car was packed to the roof with gas canisters.
The investigations are ongoing, but first we have to get the burning train out of the tunnel.
Of course.
How are the passengers?
They are in a state of shock, of course. The blackout and the sudden stop were frightening enough, but then the explosion...
Yeah, he's absolutely
the
going to say
dust,
it out loud.
Everyone rushed for the exits. I was helping the American woman bring Lady Westmacott to safety. They are waiting outside in the tunnel. One entrance is blocked by a fire, and the other one seems to have collapsed.
Continue to search the train. I'll decouple the buried freight car.
All right.
Doctor? Can you give me a few matches?
Oh, certainly.
I thought he was going to hand me the lit one.
Outside.
Do hurry.
Well,
I should concentrate on uncoupling the freight car. I'm positive that Legrand has everything else under control.
it was a very long
The chair
running match,
either
yeah.
fell over thanks to the sudden stop, or an escaping passenger knocked it over. Wanting to get off the train as quickly as possible after a sudden stop and a massive tremor, that's understandable. It's not bothering me, I'll leave it there.
Take the curtain. There we go. We're going to make a Molotov cocktail. I mean, I was thinking take the curtains, but like I couldn't seem to figure out what curtain take, you know?
I don't see Legrand or the constable, but I can make out the silhouettes of some of the passengers. They seem to be unscathed. All the same, the fire is getting bigger, and I don't have much time.
The Molotov cocktail in order to light up how I light up my
That should
thing.
do it. Can't really say the fabric was eager to soak up the rum. I, on the other hand, soaked up enough in my fingers to smell like a drunk. That'll get me something like a Molotov cocktail. I want light, but I don't want it to come from a wall of flames.
Why not? I like how they assumed that I would try making a Molotov cocktail and therefore made it a possibility that he would talk about it.
There's a noticeable draft here. Maybe it's because of the fire, or perhaps there's still a hole through which the air is coming. The latter will be quite welcome. It will buy us some more time. Okay, I'll smear some grease on the curtain.
Shoot. Light it on fire. You know what? I have another. Okay.
Rum from Austria. Believe it or not, it's 80% alcohol by volume. There's no way anyone would drink it straight.
All right, what am I missing here? No one would drink this straight. Shoot it.
I filled the bowl about a third of the way with rum. Phew, strong stuff. I shouldn't be wasteful. One burning match should be enough. Just as I expected, the alcohol burns with an almost invisible flame. The flame is hot, but it's no use as a light source. The temperature at the tip of the flames from the alcohol should be high enough to set fire to the oil and grease on the curtain, and thus the curtain as well. But if it works, I better not be holding it in my bare hands.
Okay.
The other, if I don't...
Better use the child's hands instead. Oh my god, yes.
I noticed the extinguisher earlier. Doesn't match the decor. I suppose that the railway company had to comply with safety regulations at the cost of aesthetics.
So
It'd be
take
useless against the fire out there, and it's too cumbersome to carry around. At best, I can use it here.
For... This is very complicated to just make a small light, basically. We're just making a torch.
Let's go. I'm the god of fire.
Achievement unlocked, Prometheus. God. Wow.
That's better now. A lever on a pressure sleeve running along a thread. Incredibly basic mechanism. The kind that lasts forever. Won't budge. Too much tension on the coupling. Aha! I can uncouple it with this lever. Okay. Good. The coupling isn't under tension anymore. I should be able to uncouple it now. There we go. Time to get out of here.
Okay. We did the thing.
Listen, everybody! Listen! Robert, what's the situation?
Yeah, I couldn't find the engineer, so I got in the driver's cab myself and released the brake.
All right. Good job. You too. Listen, please.
Matty! Where's Matt? Where's my son?
Relax, madame. I'm sure...
He's on the fucking train.
Matty! No!
Who the fuck? Wasn't that the German doctor's job? You might want to pull up now. Now would be the time. Okay. Did he just die? Did he just die? I feel like...
Matt, where are you? Oh.
Okay. So can we just take a moment here to appreciate... I'm going to pause real quick. Can we just take a moment to appreciate what essentially has happened in the year 1960-something, right? It's the 60s. Okay? And so the Orient Express, one of the foremost luxury train lines in the world, only has one conductor and one steward. The steward that goes missing for quite some time, and the conductor who also goes missing for quite some time after a train literally blows up and then catches fire. Now, this Swiss inspector is on a runaway fucking train where the engine is on fire, trying to save a small American shithead. What is going on? What game? How have I found these games? I mean, at least there's light now.
Matt, are you there? Nothing. Hey, there you are. What were you thinking? Come out of there.
Is he gone?
Is who gone?
The man.
What man?
There was a man. He was coughing.
One of the passengers?
I think he came down from the roof.
What are you doing on the train anyway? Why didn't you wait in the tunnel with the other passengers?
I wanted to get my pistol.
Your pistol?
There's so many cops and thieves and explosions and everything, then I need a pistol too.
Makes sense. All right. First,
Makes
I'll
sense.
stop the train, and then we'll have a chat, okay? You want
Makes
to come
sense.
out? Good idea. You stay put.
It would be better for him to be in some place that's a little more padded than this, you know, open train car. Just saying.
The engine and the coal tender are burning stronger and hotter. The airflow is feeding the flames. I have to decouple the wagons immediately. Sooner or later, the engine will be blown apart.
No pressure. No pressure at all. Also, don't bother running.
I can't get in. I presume the Baroness's luggage toppled over and is blocking the door. Professor Lucien's suitcase. Unlike the leather bag, he left it behind when he fled the train with the other passengers. I don't think there's anything interesting in it. Whatever the professor is hiding from me, it's in his leather bag.
No, I don't want... I want to look for something useful in the bag, not...
The situation isn't that desperate.
Can't drink the gin? Come on, I'd be drinking gin at this point.
The tanks don't seem to be damaged. The water is still running.
Okay.
A large, soft towel. Very comfortable. I'll wrap it around my neck to keep my hands free. What have you got yourself into? Couldn't you have just let it be? But no, of course not. And now you're here, on an out-of-control train in the Alps, responsible for the life of a child who'll be doomed without you. What are you waiting for, eh? Time to save the day.
At the very least, I mean, the man is very aware of his situation. I'll give him that.
It's soaking up the cold water.
Yeah, you're gonna need that, buddy. You're going in fucking burning train engine.
See out of the window because of the smoke. I don't know how much coal is burning on the tender up there, but it must be tons. I can't do anything about the fire. This door leads to the tender. It will be uncomfortable, no doubt, but I don't think that the flames are directly behind the door. I suppose there's a relatively safe space in the lee of the tender where one could stay a little while. I need to stop the train as quickly as possible. There's nothing I can do about the coal fire.
Yeah, which means you gotta open the door and decouple the cars, you idiot.
I need to stop the train.
Then do it. Why won't you open the door?
need to stop.
Okay. Need to stop the train. But I can't. Alright, yeah, there's nothing there. Have the child test the doorknob. Right? Oh, take the axe. There we go.
An axe is for emergencies. If this isn't an emergency, I don't know what is. Damn, that makes things extremely complicated. How can I stop the train?
You're telling me that the fucking brake doesn't work? What? Why does the brake not work?
Okay, we'll do it the hard way.
Okay, apparently the door was stuck. That was the problem.
Ow!
Yeah, no, that would have been kind of funny. I know, right? If he had a mask, it would have been fine.
The coupling. It looks just like the one on the freight car. That means at first I have to turn that thing there. That keeps it under tension. It's not working. Even if I could reach the lever with my hands, I wouldn't have the strength to move it.
Okay.
Hell could hardly be worse.
Okay.
I suppose this handbag belongs to Miss Miller, Matt's mother. Lady Westmacott's bag is probably smaller.
Probably not too great.
And more
I mean,
expensive.
the
Aha.
the what's it called? What's the thing I'm trying to think of?
Matt saw something. It could prove to be very useful, but if I don't stop the train soon, I won't be able to use that information in this lifetime.
Wow, that's dark. Didn't I see something about an emergency brake? In here? Thought I saw something about an emergency brake in this carriage. Over here? Oh, there it is.
The emergency brake either was damaged in the explosion or was sabotaged, but whatever, it's not working. I think I should try to uncouple the locomotive. I mean, how else can I stop the train?
Throw the boy in front of the... Too dark? On the side. Oh, we can try going outside, I guess.
Jumping off is not an option. We're going much too fast.
Oh, I answered your question, Happy Arthur. Well, I have a pistol, a little pop pistol. I don't know what this is gonna do. We do hate this child. This is useless. This is not helping me at all.
Not a chance. Even if I could reach...
Wouldn't have the strength to move it. All of it, I don't know. Use the axe. That was what I thought the first time, but I couldn't see that there was even a possibility of using it.
That should do the trick.
Fade to black.
That's not just smoke. I can actually taste lumps of ash. It's time for my deputy sheriff's story. I uncoupled the locomotive at full speed. Not bad, eh?
Do you think we'll get in trouble?
Because of the locomotive? I don't think so. It was pretty old already. Come out so we can have a chat.
We're just gonna have a
train.
chat.
There's no one on it except
on
for
a
us.
still runaway train that hasn't stopped yet.
What an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me, what did you see on the train?
Well, it was like this. I wanted to get my pistol.
Stalin?
That's you.
I thought it was gonna play as the kid too, yeah.
And then?
When the guy was gone, I got up and banged on the window. I wanted to get out of there, but then I thought, what if the guy can hear me from the next car? So I got scared, and I hid again.
You did well. The envelope that the man lost, where is it?
I thought it might be important.
I think we should have a look. Some cash, an Italian passport. Blank. Very interesting. And here, a ticket for
the cruise.
The
What?
kid's head is huge, and I can't
The
get
tickets
over
we have
his
for the
neck,
big ship
and
from Venice
it's
to Cairo look exactly the same.
Interesting. May I keep it?
What do you want to do with it?
Take a vacation.
It's evidence.
And my chance to go with you.
The ticket and everything else in the envelope are part of my investigation. And you have no part to play in Cairo.
If I hadn't given you the envelope, you'd have no proof that the Raven's heir would be on the ship.
Ugh, the ship is his next chance to steal the eye. And he won't give up until he has it.
And that's precisely why you should let me come along.
No.
What else did you find out in the tunnel?
Not much. After we came out of the tunnel, Robert and I questioned the passengers.
Which didn't turn up anything new.
No. The engineer and the fireman were missing. They were found a few
This does feel a little
kilometers
bit like
back
they're
on
a
the
couple.
track. Both claimed to have been overwhelmed by a shadow and thrown off the train.
But you don't believe that.
I'm checking their stories. One of them may have been paid to eliminate the other one.
How could the Raven's heir have found out about the trap? How was he able to put the dynamite in the box and place the letter?
The dynamite was probably already in the box when I put it in the safe. I didn't check it.
You had no reason to do so.
It wasn't my only mistake. I knew someone was on the roof of the freight car, but I let myself be distracted by that damned letter.
How did you know?
Too late. I should have reacted instantly.
And what about the ship? I have earned the right to join you.
What you did was extraordinary. Far
Yeah,
more
no
than
shit.
anyone could have a right to expect from you.
And you still want to leave me behind?
You met our foe and barely escaped with your life. You may not be that lucky next time.
Neither would you,
luck.
buddy.
You can return to Switzerland with your head held high. Enjoy your triumph.
I have not achieved anything yet. The Fiend tried to kill us, and he's still at large.
We're here.
That was an awkward silence that I... Okay.
Inspector Legrand, an urgent telegram from Paris.
Bad news?
It's about the unfortunate events on the train, and to return to Paris and explain myself.
But sir, what about the eye?
They want to inform the Egyptian authorities that there might be a burglary attempt.
Might?
Egyptian authorities? What if the jewel is stolen at sea?
I know.
Which is why...
I never received it. Keep a close watch on the loading of the eye, Robert.
Aye, sir. It was a pleasure meeting you, Constable Zelda.
I don't like you.
What is the constable's problem with me?
I think he's jealous. Scotland Yard assigned him to assist me, just as you were sent by the Swiss authorities.
With the distinction that he may go to Egypt.
Robert is to accompany me at all times. Your mission was restricted to Switzerland.
At this moment, I want to be sent back to Switzerland just as much as you want to be sent back to Paris.
I know, but I'm walking on thin ice, and I can't carry you too.
And the second eye is in that safe?
Yes, an emerald. It's been kept in a bank in Zurich since the start of the war.
So-
I personally took it out of the bank vault, and Professor Lucien certified that it was the real thing.
Where did it
And
come
while
from?
a fake jewel was sent by train,
The real one was brought here
There we
in
go.
an
I was
armored
to say, you gotta explain that part.
how is it protected?
You can only open the safe if you have 3 special keys. Professor Lucien has one, and Baroness von Trebitz, who's paying for all this, has the second. The third was sent by air courier to Dr. Abbas Mokhtar, the director of the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
So, not even you could possibly open the safe before it arrives in Egypt.
That's correct. We don't want to make it too easy for potential thieves.
Commendable. I hope you're aware of the fact that you're risking your career.
Indeed I am.
Why do you care so much about this case? Someone pretends to be the Raven, and you promptly risk your career?
What if he's not just pretending?
What do you mean by that?
It's his handwriting. And there's only one person who ever called me Nico. Have you ever considered the possibility that I shot the wrong man?
Ah, there it is. Okay.
But what do you mean by that?
Let us assume just for a moment that the person I shot and who fell from the roof was not the Raven. Who would have cared enough to uncover
Damn,
the truth?
still
The
negative
chief of
with COVID.
police, the politicians? No, they wanted to revel in a successful manhunt, and it was the best thing that could have happened to the Raven. The search for him was over. He had no reason to fear me anymore. I had so many medals afterwards that he could hear them jingling kilometers away.
And now he's back? And you're the only one who can stop him? Does that sound probable to you?
The feathers, the letters. Nico. No one outside the police force knew that
Outside the
Raven
police
used to call me
force.
that in his letters.
Policemen gossip, and there are plenty of forgers. You can't seriously intend to stake your reputation on such weak evidence.
My reputation rests on something that I probably did not do. I have to find out who's behind all this.
Let's review. One of the two most valuable jewels in the world was stolen.
Oops.
Obviously, the second one will be next. And you suspect a legendary burglar who's been dead for 5 years.
Go on.
The second jewel is about to be put on board over there, in a safe that requires 3 keys. Our thief may already have the first key, the archaeologist's key, from the train. We don't know anything about the status of the second key, which was meant to be air freighted to Cairo.
We have to assume that he already has it.
Therefore, there's just one key left. The Baroness's.
Correct.
So, you'll need my eyes on board.
Look, you can keep your eyes open for me here on the wharf. I'd be most grateful. But when this ship sets sail, you will not, I repeat, not be on board.
But, Inspector...
We're dealing with a dangerous man, and I will pursue him regardless of the consequences. I won't let
I'm
you get mixed
so
up
done with this guy.
It's still my decision.
No, it's not. It's mine, and I've already made it. Good day, Constable Zellner.
What a dick.
I'll be marching up this gangway today, no matter what. Someone has to stop that damn bomber before he endangers more people.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'll just be like, I've decided to take a vacation and,
each of the passengers as though they were old friends.
you know, booked a ticket.
Constable Oliver seems to be a little simplistic. But I don't think he's a bad policeman. The way he reacted in the tunnel and got the train moving. Hats off. In my younger years, I might have considered abseiling from the crane down to the ship. But those days are long past. The sea is quiet today. Ideal conditions for a cruise. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to see the sights in Venice. Paperwork served up by my Italian colleagues took up most of the day. Hello, Constable Olivier.
It's Oliver.
I just wanted to say that you did a good job in the tunnel.
Thanks.
How did you know how to get the train moving?
I come from a family of miners, and my uncle is an engine driver down the mine.
I see. And you looked over his shoulder?
Yeah, best way to learn.
I mean, right, take the heart medicine and just Hulk out.
Did Legrand tell you about his theory? That it could be the real Raven?
Of course he did. We're partners.
But
Partners.
the modus operandi doesn't fit at all. The Raven wasn't a bomber.
We have the letter. And the feather. That's his symbol.
Anyone can put a feather in an envelope.
You would know.
What's that supposed to mean?
It was you.
What was me?
You put the envelope on the safe.
To blow myself up?
You threw the bomb away, and now you're the famous hero, right? And the Raven must have paid you pretty well.
That is ridiculous.
Alright, this is some, like, QAnon bullshit right here, isn't it?
One of us must have put the envelope on the safe. Legrand didn't. And I...
Red is sus, vote him out. Fucking weird. Is this where we get to meet Rich American?
Amazing how much luggage there is for so few passengers. And I guess that 3/4 of it belongs to the women.
Oh, haha, sexist joke.
Fine car, but nothing compared to the young lady who owns it.
Keep it in your pants, buddy. Jesus Christ.
Who could she be? An actress? A millionaire's daughter? She's certainly attracting a lot of attention.
From whom? From you? I mean, you could go talk to her, but... Or...
I'll take an inconspicuous look up close.
Inconspicuous, he says, as he very awkwardly... What the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone to be crawling around on the ground in front of my door.
Don't worry about it, miss. No harm done.
Oh, that's good to hear, Mr.
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Okay, I love her already, though. Look at this outfit. I don't know what's going on with her ponytail up there.
May I ask your name?
Patricia Mayers.
Are you American?
I am. Could you help me, please?
Certainly. Are you on your way to Egypt?
Yes.
Are you on holiday?
My father works for a railroad company there.
And is rebuilding the country after the war. Wonderful.
Yes. Wonderful.
She sounds happy about that.
One more.
You're lucky to have a father who takes you to so many interesting places.
Oh, yes. Lucky me.
Aren't
Also
you
sounding
interested
very
in Egypt? The pyramids.
happy about that.
The history.
I would have been more interested in a father who doesn't travel 300 days a year.
If it
I'm
weren't for
sure
the
your father
ponytail, I would love
regrets
every
that
part
he
of this
can't
outfit.
always be with you.
No doubt. And I'm sure he always wanted the best for me. But that doesn't stop him from thinking only about himself far too often. Bring my luggage on board, please.
Excuse me?
It was a pleasure meeting you, Constable Zellner.
Impertinent.
How did she know that he was a constable?
Is the doctor afraid to board the ship? Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Ah, the hero of the hour.
The hero of the hour, but out of work soon.
Oh, you won't be a policeman anymore?
Yes, but on my old beat, which is almost as good as being out of work.
I understand.
Is your new job bothering you?
On the contrary, I wasn't sure whether I made the right decision until now. I'm from the Black Forest, you know. There are only mountains there, no ships. But now, the salty breeze, the atmosphere. I think I want to stay at sea forever.
You haven't even left dock yet, dude.
The sea is one thing, the passengers are another.
It will be okay.
What do you know about the Baroness?
Yeah, he's gonna get seasickness in 2 fucking seconds. It's gonna be
really.
hilarious.
Did you
And he's gonna
talk
be
to
like, I
her
never
at the
want to
time?
go on the sea
No.
ever again.
Her butler was looking after her, and I was busy with Miss Miller. As you can imagine, it was a shock for her to see her son rolling away on a burning train.
That's understandable.
So, we were all glad when we heard about your brave deed.
Have you already met the captain?
Mario Di Conti. Heard of him?
Should I have?
He is something of a star in Italy. A war hero. In the First World War, when he was a young man, he sank more enemy ships than anyone else. In the Second World War, well, he had some personal problems.
You mean like the ones you buy in bottles and pillboxes?
Why are there so many fucking Nazis in this
Could
game?
say that. Anyway, sending him into combat was out of the question. They gave him a supply ship instead, and he became a hero again. His
Why are
ship,
there so many
part of
fascists
a
in this
convoy
game?
from Palermo to North Africa, was the only one that made it, with an extra 100 seamen who he rescued. from the
He
other
said
ships.
seaman.
Impressive.
To say his health is rather shaky these days would be an understatement. I think most of my time on board will be spent dealing with his numerous ailments.
Well, there's nothing left for me to do but to wish you a good trip.
Oh, you are not coming with us?
Unfortunately,
Didn't
no.
I just make that fucking
I'm
clear,
to go
dude?
back to Zurich.
What a pity.
Take care, Dr. Gebhardt.
Oh, I just remembered. We found these in the tunnel. Are they yours?
I'm afraid so.
Strophantine. Do you have heart problems? Maybe it's for the best that you're not coming along. Too much excitement could be bad for your health.
You mean if I don't do anything, I'll probably have a few more years to live?
That's right. Keep your chin up.
The fuck? Oh, okay. This is so... I mean, he threw him out, so at the very least that's, you know...
James? James! Where on earth are you?
Hello, Baroness.
Ah, Inspector.
Constable.
Inspector?
Poppycock. You won't be a constable much longer. When they find out how you rescued that little boy, they'll have to promote you to Inspector.
Very kind of you to say so, Baroness. I hope you survived the adventure in the tunnel unharmed.
Scandalous! You book a first-class cabin, and then you're walking on the rails. They wanted to bundle me off in a bus without my luggage.
The circumstances, madam.
I insisted on a limousine and didn't leave until all my luggage was recovered.
Hashtag same.
Did you know that the real Eye of the Sphinx wasn't even on the train?
I had no idea. Inspector Legrand seems to prefer to keep me in the dark, although I'm the one paying for all of this.
The inspector is ensuring the safety of the Eye.
Well, obviously. All the same, it was you who did the real work on the train.
Oh, you flatter me, my dear.
I hope that the remainder of your trip to Cairo will be less stressful.
You aren't coming with us.
I'm afraid Inspector Legrand doesn't want my company.
Now, where's my damned butler? James, there you are. Is the inspector to carry my luggage onto the ship all by himself?
Carrying more luggage?
Baroness?
What the fuck?
Baroness, can you hear me? She fainted.
No. No.
Baroness?
Again, harder.
Hello? Can you hear me?
What is going on?
Help me up.
Perhaps we should...
Now.
I got nothing.
I'll get Dr. Gebhardt.
This fucking
No.
drama queen.
Just a little moment of weakness. Your arm, James. Take me to the ship.
But of course, madam.
There was no moment of weakness. She saw something that shocked her, or someone. Very interesting, especially since she doesn't want to admit it. That's a fine automobile, but not even a stately sedan like this can handle all the Baroness's luggage. She was lucky that the second and third freight cars weren't buried in the tunnel. Most of her things made it unscathed.
Thought there was something else besides paying for the ship there. Yeah, just
Who or what did she see?
Alright.
Neither of them seems to have noticed what happened down here. You'll have a tough time with her. How does one get aboard without a ticket? Not brilliant, but it's a possibility.
We can't find a legitimate way of getting a ticket. I still don't know what she saw.
Oh, who do we have here? Signore...
This is Constable Anton Zellner.
Signori Zellner, I heard about your feats in the mountains. Welcome aboard the MS Lydia.
Thank you, Captain.
I didn't know you'd be taking part in the journey, but I'm glad to have you with us. I'll
Hear
have a
that?
nice
He's
cabin
glad to
prepared
have
for
me.
you immediately.
And he has
The
a cabin
constable
for
will
me.
not be joining us. He has other duties.
Oh, That's too bad. I would have loved to hear about his adventures from the man himself.
Yeah, Legrand.
I'd like to accept your offer, but unfortunately, higher powers prevent it.
I am sorry to hear that. We are by no means full, and have plenty of room for one more passenger.
The constable just wants to have a quick look around and then leave before we set sail. When will that be?
In about 15 minutes.
There you have it, Constable.
May I ask how to get to the cargo hold?
Oh, signori, there are much nicer places on board.
But I'm interested in the cargo hold.
Why is that?
One of the trunks seems suspicious to me. Someone could be hidden in it.
You? You want to imply that the most brilliant and probably richest thief in all of Europe is stowing away in a trunk? That's
And
not
you
his
want
style.
to know?
That's what makes it more likely that it's not him, but a copycat who's behind all this. And a copycat's style might include doing whatever it takes, like hiding in a trunk if they've lost the ticket.
Oh, come now.
Actually, it would be possible for a registered passenger to board the ship without a ticket.
Interesting.
What do you mean?
You can't buy a ticket for the Lydia at the counter. You book the trip in advance. We know the names of all the passengers. As long as a passenger is on the guest list, we let them board the ship. Doesn't matter if they have a ticket or not.
And did any of the passengers board without a ticket?
I couldn't say. We ask for a name and check it on the list. The tickets are no more than souvenirs for the passengers.
So much for your trunk theory.
Regardless of what you say, I would still like to examine the cargo hold.
All right, then, if you like. But we'll meet here again in 10 minutes.
It is
Captain de
definitely a
Conti,
waste of
before we
paper.
depart, I'd like to send 2 telegrams.
Certainly, Inspector.
Also, I
cargo
just want
hold
to
is
point
over
out
there.
that this is the fish
You can
deck.
enter through a door on the forecastle. The horn will sound twice, 5 minutes before we set off. That's the signal for all the dock workers to leave the ship.
Understood, Captain.
Follow me to the bridge. You can send your telegrams from there.
My time is running out. If I don't find anything in the cargo hold, my cruise will be over before it even begins. Oh no. That's the young woman's cabriolet. Apparently they absolutely had to take it to Egypt, at Daddy's expense, of course. Oh, what's this?
Oh,
Aha.
there we go.
The door to this locker is ajar.
Yeah, I kind of, I'm not liking many of
left three
the
lockers are
characters in
locked.
this, and he's definitely not doing a good job of making me like him at all.
Hello? Come on out.
The fuck
The
do you think
game's
that was
up.
gonna work?
I'm opening the trunk.
Interesting.
Hello? I'm sure someone was in the trunk, but where are they now? shards are... Phew. I startled too easily.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Whoa. Hint, if you're not making any progress, take a break and relax. Is that a gunshot? So much for being silent. I mean, the heart pills are gone now, so... Good job. This man is very, This is a sequence. Really? That's gonna hurt. Just saying. I could have told you this. Oh, God. Well, you got out of the chair.
Ouch. Damn. Ah.
This guy is getting the shit kicked out of him so far.
It would be best if no one found out about this.
Achievement unlocked. Houdini.
There's some blood and hair stuck to the pipe. Hair I really can't afford to lose. I'll hold it on the blood-spattered end. After all, we already know who the victim is. A detention cell for crew members? Or maybe for rowdy passengers? The cargo hold seems to be used as a changing room for the crew as well. Or at least the part of the crew that doesn't do their work in white suits. A chair is the last thing I need right now. I was sitting long enough over there in the corner. The shot hit this crate. The question is, was the gunman actually trying to hit it? And if so, why? Maybe the gunman just wanted to intimidate me. I can't imagine a more effective warning. I can make out a corridor, but no details. The glass is too dirty, and there's no light in there. It's no use. The door seems to be locked from the other side.
Yeah, I'm guessing the inspector's going to be very happy to see me. Alright, yeah, well, time to go say hi to people upstairs, I guess. I'm sure he will be very happy.
Whoever locked the door is stronger than me. I should be careful. The gunman may still be nearby.
Ooh.
What are you up to, Zelna?
I wanted to determine whether the gun had been fired recently, Inspector.
I mean, what are you doing on the ship?
I was jumped in the cargo hold.
Of course you were.
Here, look. Careful how you hold it. There could be fingerprints on the end.
Surely you don't expect me to believe you.
I was inspecting the trunk. I found it in the cargo hold, and it was clear that someone had hidden inside it to board the ship.
Some people are willing to go to great lengths to be a part of this journey.
Indeed. Whoever it was, they struck me on the head from behind with the pipe while I was looking for clues. Oh, and they shot at me as well.
Ridiculous. You wanted to come along. Orders be damned, and so you found a way to stay here. I should throw you overboard.
I would have dreamed up something less painful.
True. That doesn't look good.
I love how...
See? And there's a bullet wedged in a wooden crate down there. I don't
believe
think
any of this.
The doctor should have a look at it.
This inspector's not very good at his job. We're just gonna leave the door open? Okay.
Inspector Legrand and Constable Zelna. So you have decided to join us on our journey after all?
So it would seem. We are searching for Dr. Gebhardt.
I'm just fine, Captain Conti.
The Conti.
I'm in control. I can manage. Tell James he absolutely must wake me at 9:45.
Certainly, madam.
Absolutely.
I shall see that he does.
And now, I shall return to my chambers. You'll be in the bar tonight at 10, Inspector.
If that's what you wish.
It will be spectacular. I promise.
What's happening at the bar at 10 with the drunk countess? Now I want to be at the bar at 10.
The fresh sea air and perhaps a glass of champagne to many. But I'm glad that you decided to join us on our journey to Cairo.
Decided is a very strong word.
Voluntarily.
So he says.
I was jumped from behind.
But no, that is...
Dr. Gebhardt should have a look at him, Captain De Conti.
Of course. Please, have a seat in the saloon, Constable Zelna.
Finally, somebody actually takes this as fucking seriously as it should be. The man has a fucking head injury.
There you are. Our brave
The inspector's just
Constable
like, you're
Zelna
faking
was
it.
Attacked.
Struck on the head.
Oh. Sit down.
The
please.
doctor
Now,
is still wearing
please,
gloves? That's
tell me
kind of creepy.
exactly what happened.
I really don't trust the Nazi doctor that's wearing gloves.
I think you've got a stowaway on board. I was jumped.
Intolerable. I'll have the crew search every nook and cranny of the ship. And of course, Mr. Zelna, you are cordially invited to travel as our special guest.
Good to know that at least one man doesn't want to throw me overboard.
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Yes, it hurts a
Dickhead.
lot.
I spoke with Dr. Gebhardt.
He suffered a violent blow to the back of the head. I cannot really say how bad it is.
But I can. It really hurts. Why didn't anyone come looking for me? Didn't anyone notice that I didn't come back from the cargo hold?
We did search for you, but we couldn't find you.
Who was supposed to search the cargo hold?
Constable Oliver. I'll have a talk with him about that later.
I should hope so.
Okay, interesting.
How many fingers do you see?
I mean...
I see 5 fingers. 3 of them stretched out.
Okay.
Both are correct in different contexts. What is the actual question you're asking?
Where are we? And what time is it? I must have been out for ages.
It's just after 8 p.m.
You just missed dinner. But we'll all meet here in the saloon at 10 o'clock to have a drink together. Greeting the passengers personally is a tradition I will not break, even on this unusual journey.
You're all right now, Constable. The bleeding has stopped and the wound looks good. You may have a mild concussion. You just need a good night's sleep. And tomorrow, your only worries will be a headache and an impressive bump.
I definitely would have said something about the gloves.
Enough about crooks
Like,
and
it's
thieves.
kind of weird.
From now on, you can start to enjoy your free cruise.
Inspector!
What?
A dark shadow. Upper deck, just now.
Go, let's have a look.
I'll join you.
Me too.
No, you stay here.
Do you want to make this an argument?
Robert, go to the Baroness and don't let her out of your sight. Zellner, you're coming to the port side. Doctor, you go to starboard. I'll start at the forecastle and work my way back to the 2 of you. Understood?
But...
Baroness von Trebitz. Hello? Baroness von Trebitz.
Generally, you
Open the door.
knock first and then try to... Wow. Oh, okay. I can actually control the...
Dr. Gebhardt insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea. Are you okay, Doctor?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that... Well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the inspector. The Baroness was 3 sheets to the wind. It may be a while before she comes to the door. All right, Doc. I'm off.
Oh no, I'm not going on a manhunt all by myself.
This is so very weird.
Are you okay? Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
I'm okay.
I don't think you are okay, sweetie.
Zellner, up here.
Come on. I think it came from up there.
Sure, you just wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zellner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
The Baroness won't open the door, sir.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert.
This is... So, we're just gonna start... That was not a good look. Also, why is this also the fish deck?
You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
Another
What was that?
gunshot.
A
Jesus
shot.
Christ.
It came from one of the cabins.
Now the Baroness is dead.
Oh no! Baroness von Trebitz? Baroness! Open the door!
Oh.
Step aside, please.
Does that mean the position is open? I will happily become the next
We
Baroness.
have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zellner. The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time we'll get him. Zellner, are you okay?
He was poisoned, wasn't he?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Womp.
Zellner! Zellner!
Oh my god, this is fucking... Why is there so much going on all at once in this game? This game does not pull punches. Is that the alarm of the ship sinking now? Because I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like, what tragedy can happen next?
Ah, you awake? Sleep well, did you?
I like to sleep late when I take a cruise.
While everyone else is hard at work.
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain De Conti.
Interesting.
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold, and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
You were already sleeping. Bitch, I was drugged. You literally just said that everyone thinks I was drugged. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Any other suspects?
No.
Lord.
Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really think he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible. About the champagne, shouldn't it be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass?
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without a laboratory?
Oh, he's got a lab. His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt. And surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything. Working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
What's the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doc finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious?
No one saw a shadowy Raven leaving the Baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning, once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course, and we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me. It's not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
No,
You
it
say
certainly isn't.
as what? Okay. Anyway, fucking asshole. Anyway, yes. So it's about 11 o'clock, ladies, gentlemen, and I don't really have a gender-neutral term for that. I mean, I said theydies and gentle thems before, and I really do like that. But it also, I mean, it kind of struck me a little while ago that we don't exactly have a gender-neutral term for, like nobility. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I like that. That sounds good. That sounds good. But I mean, like, yeah, there's Lady Blank, Lord Blank. There should be like a non-binary thing. I mean, the aristocracy is gonna have to deal with it at some point, you would think. So, yeah, mixed but it's more like a, you know, Mr. Mrs. Miss mix. So there's not really like a, you know, I don't know, this was a shower thought, so this is a bizarre thing that just popped through my brain while I was in the middle of the shower being like, what do you call that? I mean, the honorable, yeah, but I mean, then that gets into some weird protocol issues because, like, technically, for instance, you know, say, yeah, so for instance, if you were, or at least for those in the chat who don't know, if you were the son or daughter or child of a British, we'll say, baron, why not, you would be styled the Honorable Lady Blank, the Honorable Lord Blank, you know, you, and in certain cases, for lower nobility, so like baron, count, lord and lady, knighthoods, but hereditary knighthoods, not ordered knighthoods, escaping me right now. So your children would just be the honorable, right? You wouldn't have lord or lady attached as a title or an honorific. So it would be just like the Honorable John Smith. So I guess that's kind of closest we got, I guess. I mean, ultimately, you know, you would refer to titled nobility by their title. So I guess, you know, say it's like someone is of the seat Essex, you know, would be Lord Essex, Lady Essex, or the Honorable Essex, perhaps? And then you would finish with the full style. So let's say it's like the Count of Essex, right? So Lord Essex, no. It would be like, you know, say his name is John Smith. You know, we'll go with John Smith, Count of Essex. It would be Lord John, Count of Essex, or Lady John, Lady John, Countess of Essex. So the Honorable John, Count of Essex, spelled with an E, Counte. Make it cool. I don't know. Just thoughts. Countess. That sounds a little kinky, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound a little kinky? Like, I should save this. I mean, that sounds a little kinky to me. It sounds a little kinky to me personally. But that's maybe just there we go. The Countess of Pain. Ooh. Anyway. Countess. Interesting. I don't hate that one. I mean, then you'd have to deal with Baron. And then you'd have to deal with Earl. and duke, and then prince and king. I mean, at that point, you can just be like monarch, I suppose. Not sure about duchies, though. Anyway, it's about that time, folks. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Trying to make sure I keep myself to a better schedule so I don't fall out of sleep like I have last week. Someday they will have to think of it, absolutely. And that's the thing, is like, think about it sooner rather than later. I mean, the British nobility, at the very least, is already having to deal with trans people and how to deal with that. It's actually interesting how the Gender Recognition Act does deal with hereditary titles and estates in terms of trans identities. Interestingly, it's still interestingly, and maybe not necessarily great. I mean, well, first of all, not great. It's still a patrilineal system. It's still except for some houses in Scotland, it is essentially first male heir kind of deal. So, it goes through the line of male heirs. Once it runs out of direct male heirs, it jumps up to your, brother or whatever and goes down theirs. Any women completely ignored, which is bullshit. And if there are only women, the house dies. Why they and they refuse to change this, by the way. Why they refuse to change this in the time when they are dying out, and they have all the power to do this by themselves. It is literally just an act of the House of Lords that will change it. No one fucking knows, because they have tried, and some people have tried, and they have just completely failed. Like, there are numerous women who their fathers are nobility, and they'll lose they'll be able to keep the house, the estate, the money, etc. But the title is gone. Like, it just disappears and literally is a dead house. It's a dead title. And these people are so willing to shoot themselves in the foot, and I don't freaking understand why, but whatever. I'm sitting over here being like, I'm going to buy a 1 square meter plot in Scotland so that I can be a lord. And these people are over here being like, maybe we should die out after all. I mean, what is the point? If I'm one of the last ones, then I should put out plenty of sons, isn't that right? And then I'll be one of the last ones forever. Wow, yes. Yeah, so because of the Gender Recognition Act, it really only matters what gender you were assigned at birth. So someone who was assigned male at birth is considered to be male in terms of inheritance, and someone assigned female at birth is considered to be female. Ergo, you could, in theory, have a daughter that inherits. Interestingly, when you do have a daughter that inherits in that kind of case, say that there's a duke and they have a child that was assigned male at birth, and then they come out as trans and transition, legally transition, then they are their daughter, they would become the Duchess. And she would be styled Duchess. She would not be styled as Duke. So it's completely possible. I don't think there's too many instances of it happening, though. I mean, out of all the groups on Earth, the British aristocracy are rather conservative, surprising no one at all. So, it's not like there are a lot of trans or even out queer people in their ranks. I mean, they're very rare and far in between. I do believe there is a gay duke who is married, and I don't remember what his husband is styled, because that'd be interesting. I should look that up. Anyway, these are the things that keep me up at night. Anyway, well, it is 11, 12, 15, quarter past. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the stream, as always. Hopefully next time I won't be eating on stream. That's the hope. As always, of course, I will be announcing all of my streams You can check them out, all the announcements on my Twitter or my Instagram over there. And I am also very active on my Discord down here, or very active, I say. I basically pop up like once a week to be like, hey, what game should we play? And then I decide what game we should play anyway. At least that's what it was today. Nobody answered me, so I just decided to play this one, and boy, was that a choice. I did not think this was going to be what happened, but here we are. Anyway, so we'll be streaming again on Wednesday, 8 p.m. usual time, usual place, right here, twitch.tv/BOSTrophyWife. And I will see you then for some more Raven, the Thief, the Legacy of a Master Thief. Legacy of a Master Thief. I can get the title of the game down right. It's certainly entertaining. You're right. It's certainly entertaining. So, I mean, there's at least that. Anywho, have a great night, everyone. Have a good couple days, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.